Hey everyone, we are here with the winner of the Santa Clara Regional.
This guy right here. Yes, sir.
What is your name and what did you play?
My name is Irvin Ochoa and I play KASHTIRA.
Nice. Why did you decide to play Cash?
I feel like it's a really strong deck, and I really like how half of, your engine is small, so you have like 22 to 23 cards of your main engine and the rest are just tech choices, and they equate to 40, 41, whatever final deck count you're playing. So I really like that my main deck monsters are my boss monsters, and in conjunction with my tech cards, they just help you win games. So yeah.
Good. Well, we're going to be doing a deck profile. Do you have any shout outs before we begin?
Yeah, the first person I want to shout out is my partner, Danny. I let her know that I gave her a heads up during July, that I was going to be grinding out locals, just so that I had a big tournament coming up in August, and it was towards the regional qualifier, getting my invite to Nets. And I told her, like, hey babe, I want to top, and I'm sorry if I'm not on my phone after work, or just calling you back. And she was very supportive. She understood. She really we've been together 5 years. She knows I like Yu-Gi-Oh, so she's very supportive. I was going to locals 5 times a week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And on top of that, I work a full-time job. It's not like I just play Yu-Gi-Oh. So I really grinded out locals for the last month, and it looks like it performed. It paid out, and I did well. So I was able to go 9-0. I lost 2 games overall throughout the whole event, and it was a really fun experience.
All right.
And the other people I want to shout out are my friends: Oscar behind the camera, Adonis, Chris, Derek, Lex. There's a lot of people that come to mind, and also my sponsor. I guess I'm a sponsored player now, so it's Waifu Collectibles, Sexpie TCG. Shout out to Guantemok for providing us with the shirts. Jerseys are coming soon. I've known him for a while. Great guy, always has the cards you need, gives you good deals. So shout out to him, and the rest of the crew too. I met the rest of the team, and they're very supportive, showing so much love. So many people are just showing so much love towards me and keeping me motivated alongside you guys, all of my friends. So yeah, those are all the shout outs I can think of. There's too many people.
All right, let's get into the list.
Okay, so the cash lineup is pretty standard. It's the 2 unicorn, 3 Fenrir, the 3 rice heart. You need to play 3. This deck bricks when you don't see monsters. You'll see like this in Theosis, this in Birth. You're able to combo, but if you don't see a monster, you're always seeing is non-engine. It's really hard to win. So the 1 SK and the 1 Ogre. Again, it's just another monster. Allows me to combo with Theosis. It's pretty big. It's 2800, and its effect to stack the deck and look at the top 5 is insane. So I was a really big fan of Ogre, and I'm not playing the trap. The traps are bricks. When I was playing the traps, I was bricking on them. Big Bang, you play into Nib. You don't need to add back off the. You can either summon or add back off for follow up. You can grab for follow up in different ways, and you can make a rice heart. You can still make a rice heart without the Big Bang and making another shingle. There's no need for all of that. And then 3 Prosp, Pseudo Engine, 3 Birth, the 3 Theosis, and the 3 Field Spells plus the Terraforming. So this is the main deck, or this is the main engine, the cash engine. Put that to the side. And then for the non-engine, we're playing 6 books. I built my deck to beat the Mirror and Purely. And against Purely, if I'm playing against that matchup, then we're playing 9 books. The Pseudo book, Lance. When they go leap, you let them draw, and then when they go their trap, you chain this, and it's pretty hard for them to, follow up from there. Like I said, I mainly built my deck to beat the Mirror, and Lance was insane. Like, I know a lot of people say, oh, this card doesn't know. This card was actually insane. So, like, when I go, like, Special Unicorn, Special Fenrir, like, everyone was on books, activate a book, chain Lance. Like, every time, I kept track, because I wanted to know. Every time I resolved this card, I won. So, Lance was really good. That's that. 3 Ash, super generic versus Despia. The new Chimera deck that's out. That deck's really crazy. Oscar behind that camera, he plays that deck. 1 Sword Knight into the guy that searches 2, and they pop off from there. So ashing, Ash on Branded Fusion, Ash on Mirror Knight, Ash on a Theosis, Ash on the Field Spell. Ash is really generic, and I've always been a fan of Ash. The 3 Imperm, again, it's a good card going first or second. You could top deck it, and it's not dead. set it, it's an interruption, and the 3 shifter. Shifter was glued to my hand. I saw shifter a lot throughout the event, thank God. It FTK'd all the for fun fair decks, so you know, shifter was insane. So that was the main deck, 41 cards. I wouldn't change anything about it. I really like how it performed. Now we can go over to the extra deck. I guess we can start off with let's go off with my prosp targets. I played the Skull Knight, the Skull Wagon, and the Goliath. The Goliath came up. I played against Sky Striker round 3. It was against someone who top 8 the Santa Clara regionals a few months ago, playing the same strategy, Sky Striker strategy. You know, Lance was insane. And then for the rest, Baron came up. I made it plenty of times. I got like Jolt. I went Special Fenrir, FX Surge on Res. I got Jolt, normal summon Bell. Went into a Baron, activated Birth, bring back Fenrir, and now I have a Baron, a Birth, a Fenrir, and if the Fenrir gets outed, Baron can tag out and bring it back to start get me back into my engine. The Downer came up as well. I got Kaiju, normal summon the Ash, went into a Downer, threatened the Baron, and then went Birth and popped off. A Rice Heart, this card's at 1. I didn't really summon this card often. It was just in weird game states where I brought this out. Usually I'm going wide and I'm ending on Fenrir, Unicorn, Ogre, a Birth, and the Rice Heart on board. And I know that end board seems kind of ass, but it's not bad at all. There's a lot of interruptions and you don't play into Nib. I was playing around Nib the whole tournament. And then the 2 Shangri-La. I never needed to go into a third. 2 was fine. And then I played my the 2 Zeus. Zeus came up every time, you know, Big Eye takes something, battle with the XYZ I took, overlay into Zeus on top of the XYZ, on top of the Big Eye. Yeah, Zeus was good. Dad, the 1-ups, Dad, Draco Sack, Mountain Smasher. Like in previous events, you know, I saw myself going into this a lot and making a double Mat Zeus. In this event, it never came up, but it's a good card and I wouldn't cut it. Draco Sack as well is an insane card. It's helped me like in weird game states survive where I activate the fact to bring out 2 tokens, and then I'm pretty sure this can be destroyed by battle. The tokens are on board, so this card was pretty good. The Big Eye, the 1 Big Eye, and the 1 Flare Metal. This card, I had never summoned it before this regionals event, and it came up where I would have like 3 bodies, and I couldn't OTK, but I got them low enough to where on the 4th summon, again playing around Nib, I made this, and they can't activate a card. Like I would put them too low where they can only activate. If they activate 1, they lose, or if they activate 2, they lose. So yeah, this card on resolution of your card resolving, you take 500. So yeah, this card is pretty good. I also had it here just in case I went into time. You never know. I never went into time, but you know, it was here. It was an option. I'd rather have it and, you know, be caught without it. And then for the side deck, so for the side deck, the theory behind my side deck was playing cards that don't lose. So game 1's for cash. I noticed that it's pretty free. Your engine's really strong. You have all these books and like lances and eclipses. You know, Book of Moons, the lances, eclipse. You know, they're all cards that you set and they're interruptions during opponent's turn. But the thing is that post game 2 and post game 1 and into sideboards, like you're facing so much hate, like Evenly, Lightning Storm, Dark Hole, you know, all these cards that just wipe your whole board and you have no answer for unless you go into a Baron. So I decided to go with the strategy of playing cards that I get to keep in my hand, or that are, if I were to set them, they're chainable. So I get as much value as I can from them, and I don't feed into the value of my opponent citing in the blowout cards. And these cards are the 3 Joel for the Vanadium deck. Nib was really good. I sided the Sin versus the Kashmir a lot. I did nib 2 of my cash opponents. I nibbed a Salad in like round 8 as well. Yeah, it wasn't a bad card, and you know, and you can play it in cash. You go nib, give them a token, put it in attack, and you know, you look at your hand like, can I play through the nib? Do I need to crash? If you do need to crash, then you have an open board and you're able to pop off. 3 Bell. Bell was for the Lab was another deck that I was scared of, and Bell would come in versus that matchup. So Bell, you know, Bell versus Lab versus Runic versus Despia, anything that's, you know, graveyard centric. This card came up. This is one of my favorite cards. So, and it helps you make, it obviously helps you make a Baron. The 3 Cosmic for, it's just a really generic, it's a really good generic card, a strong 1-for-1. A lot of the cards that I'm playing in my main deck, too, if you notice, the Books, the Lances, Ash, and Prim, they're good 1-for-1s. So yeah, this was a good 1-for-1. I sided it in a lot. It's a chainable, so I mean, it sucks if they do open the evenly. Obviously, I lose to it, but it's not as bad as, you know, committing something like a, you know, it was just a really good card. I liked it. And then the last card was the 3D Barrier. I never got to side this card in against the Cash matchups. I played against Cash 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and I 2-0'd all of them. And this never came in versus Cash. I was siding in like 3 Cosmic, 3 Nib. This was a siding pattern for that deck. Or if I'm playing against Purely and I'm going first, I'm probably siding in these like this. So yeah, I really liked how the side performed. It performed really well. Again, when I was like playing throughout the whole month of July, I was just trying out different siding patterns, different strats. I go first, or you go, or I go second. And when I was putting in cards like Eradicator or like the Floodgates, like Summon Limit or Anti-Spell, those cards all get outed by the blowout cards, as opposed to something like this. I just chain, this is in my hand, this is in my hand, this is in my hand. So I wasn't losing to those blowout cards anymore. And I really wanted to play Eradicator, but you're playing a deck that already bricks, and you have to commit 2 bodies on board. So you have to open up Engine plus the Flood, and then go into something like this or Big Eye, and then use it. So I was playing before like the two Erad, 1 Trap Trick, and the 2D Barrier, but yeah, I went ahead and like, you know what, I don't need to set this up. I just set it and it says I win. So yeah, it was a really this is my side, main, and extra deck, and yeah, it was a really fun experience. I can go over my matchups. Round 1 was versus Synchron 2-0, round 2 Despia 2-0, round 3 Striker 2-0, round 4 Cash 2-0, round 5 IKEA Lab 2-1, round 6 Flunder 2-1, round 7 Cash 2-0, round 8 Salad 2-0, and round 9 2-0. Yeah, I was happy that I played all like the rogue decks early on, and then towards the end I played against like what I was expecting to play against, which is mostly Cash and Purely, but I didn't play against Purely. I was mostly ready for those 2 matchups. And yeah, the deck performed well, and I'm happy of how it turned out. I heard it was Santa Clara's biggest turnout for their regional event. Like, yeah, this is the most people they've ever had show up, so it was really fun. And shout out to all the friends, all my homies and friends. Everyone was showing me so much love. Like, I didn't know how many people I knew in the Yu-Gi-Oh community until I was there at that venue, and I had so many people from all over, from SF up north. Like, everyone's just like, yo, bro, like, I saw you in top tables, like, you gotta take it home, blah, blah, blah. Like, shout out to all those people for keeping me going and pushing me to, you know, supporting me, showing so much love, and obviously all the friends. Shout out for Adonis for reminding me that Flunder is a deck, and this came up in game 2 where I drilled my opponent, and I was able to slow him down, and I was able to come back and give me a game 3. So, yeah, shout out to him. I was thinking like, oh, I'll just play Moonlit because it's another hand trap I can keep in my hand, and if I'm already siding, like, why do I want to side a Nib and Joel versus the combo decks, right? So he's like, wait, what about Flunder? And I was like, oh crap, yeah, Flunder is a deck. So I won my game 2 because of Adonis for helping me put in the droids over there playing Smash. Yeah, that's all I got.
We're gonna see you at Nets?
Yeah, of course. That's what I was grinding for, so I'm really excited, and I could take a break from showing up to 5 locals like a week and grinding out like they all start at 6 and we end at like 10, 11 p.m. and I'm getting home super late, and then I got work the next day, and yeah, I'm happy to just show up to locals once a week.
All right, well, thanks everyone for watching.